Actually, our position on debt has been, first and foremost, we've been managing our debt situation quite effectively. In the run-up to the COVID crisis, we were poised to actually begin bringing down the debt levels, if you're looking at it from a perspective of, say, percentage of GDP, etc. But then we did have this crisis, and that led to some borrowing, really multilateral for the most part, and therefore more concessional, etc. So from that perspective, debt levels did go up during this period, and now they are poised to come down again. As a matter of fact, we do have an IMF program that is supposed to bring down, in that context, the debt to levels that are much more sustainable, and in effect bring it on a sort of to levels that we can manage much into the future. That is working quite well. So from a perspective of all our debt investors, really, they shouldn't have any concern, because we are actually managing it quite well and repaying. So there's no possibility whatsoever of some sort of, let's say, breakdown in that regard.
As you look at the global conditions around credit, we know that conditions are tightening. Liquidity has been drained from the system thanks to other central banks, namely the Fed. Does the backdrop concern you as you take a look at your country? Yeah,
it has actually concerned us for a while. For instance, back in October, we did make the point that first, the actions of the advanced economies those actions were affecting us. So there's a lot of spillovers to our emerging markets, and indeed also the frontier economies. And also, as you know, during that period, the financial markets, there was a sort of a breakdown in their performance. And in effect, we were locked out of the sort of global capital markets. We and all other emerging market countries and frontier economies. So that was a concern for us, and it has been a concern. Now, this has remained, but I think the news over the last 2 weeks, we are only in the third week of the year, is that actually the markets are beginning to turn. So we are watching that space. But it is a big concern for us, because we are capital market, we do go to the capital markets on a regular basis, and we expect to do that in the future, obviously within and keeping to our underlying objectives of debt sustainability, etc.